Hello, my midnighters. It's been a while since we have gotten together, hasn't it? I've missed you, and I know that you have missed me. Tonight, we read the story of a man named Eugene Nebbercracker, a man who was so violently ill and so violently emotionless that he is simply the nightmare that you wish you have never met. Oh no, it is not to be confused with the nightmare that you wish you've never had. He is the nightmare that you wish you'd never met. 10 years ago, on the 10th day, a man and his 9-year-old son were arguing about if he could have a party on his 10th birthday. And his father said, "No." "Fine. I don't want a party anyway. I hate you. If Mom was here, she would find a way for me to have one, even if she had the money or not." "What did you just say?" "I said, if Mom was here, she would find a way for me to have a party, whether she had the money or not." "That's what I thought you said." "You know what? You're grounded. Go downstairs and stay in our basement until I say otherwise." "But Dad, you know how I feel about down there." "I don't care now, Tommy. Go down there now." "No." "What?" "No, Father. I said no." "You little son of a bitch. I'll drag you down there." "No, you won't. You won't touch me." He runs towards Tommy, grabs him by his hair as he's screaming, "No, Dad, please, I'm sorry." "Sorry is too late. You know, you are so cute when you are scared." He throws Tommy down the stairs, then closes the door and locks it. Tommy starts crying, then gets up and says, "Why did you have to die, Mama?" He finds a light and turns it on to find blood-filled hammers and chairs and grotesque pictures of people with incredible stab wounds and gashes. And then, far off in the right corner of the basement, there sits a very old yet so young-looking female possessed ventriloquist doll. Tommy walks over to it and says, "Whoa, what is this? I've never seen anything like this in my entire life." Meanwhile, his dad, Mr. Nebbercracker, is upstairs looking out his bedroom window at all of the kids who are outside trick-or-treating. He says, "Ugh, God, kids. Those little slimy things, a bunch of backsassing bitches." Meanwhile, in the basement, little Tommy picks up the doll and walks across the room and finds a carpet covering a secret door. He finds the key and opens it and goes down in there to find a bunch of old newspapers talking about a gruesome murder that happened just 10 years ago on this very Halloween night. A woman by the name of Nancy Nebbercracker, who was murdered by her husband of only a year and 4 months. His name is Eugene Nebbercracker, who claimed to have never done anything to hurt his wife, but also spent a few years in jail, but got out early because they framed another guy. About 4 weeks after Nebbercracker got out of jail, he got his son back from the mother of Nancy. His son's name is Tommy Eugene Nebbercracker. Tommy looks up at the doll and says, "Oh my God, my dad killed my mom 10 years ago today?" He climbs back up out of the secret room, closes the door and locks it, puts the doll and the keys back and turns off the light like it was because he hears his dad coming. So he sits down when his dad comes to the top of the stairs. "Thomas Eugene." "Yes, Father?" "You aren't doing anything bad down there, are you?" "No, Father, I'm just sitting here." "But Father, I do have a question." "Son, what did I say about having questions?" He puts his head down. "Only you can have them or ask them." "Good. Now I have ordered pizza. You may come up to the 3rd step and I will hand you some." "Yes, Father." Tommy gets up and slowly walks up the steps with his head down. He gives Tommy the pizza and locks him back in the basement, then goes into the living room and sits down in his favorite chair with a picture of Nancy in front and says, "I am going to kill our son tonight, Nancy." While Tommy is eating, the doll's eyes go red as her head lifts up and she says, "Tommy." He looks up scared and confused. He slowly gets up saying, "Huh? Did you just say my name? Tommy, my little baby boy, you have to find a way to get out of here." "Why? And I can't. There is no way. Dad won't let me out the one way." "Because your father is going to kill you like he did me. I mean, your mom 10 years ago on Halloween. Daddy may be a lot of things, but he won't hurt me in that way." While Tommy is downstairs talking to his mom, his father is upstairs picking out his knife he wants to kill him with. And while setting up everything, the doorbell rings. Kids had the nerve enough to come there on Halloween night for some candy. He says, "Who could this be coming here on Halloween night while I'm planning my killing?" He answers the door and there's a box with a note and a bloody knife on top that says, "I know what you are going to do tonight, and I also know what you did 10 years ago on this night." He says, "How could someone know this?" He uses the bloody knife to open the box and finds a heart, a non-beating heart with another note that says, "If you do what you are planning to do tonight, then this will be your heart tomorrow night, just like the boy and his mother." He sees the heart and screams, then drops the box and says, "No, I will not be scared anymore. After tonight, if someone wants to kill me, then they have to put up a hell of a fight." Back in the basement, Tommy is still talking to his mom, whose spirit has been put in the doll. He says, "Well, what am I supposed to do, Mom? I mean, how am I going to get out of here?" "Go over there and grab those keys on the desk. Now pick me up." "Okay, now what?" "Now go to the room where you found out about my death, okay? And down in there is a bookshelf, and I want you to type in these 4 numbers, 1457. While the doll and Tommy are downstairs trying to escape, the father, Eugene, goes to unlock the door and starts down the stairs saying, "Oh, Tommy boy, Father wants to talk to you." "Hurry up, Tommy, he's going to find you." "How do you know?" "Because this is where I tried to hide." "Okay, Mom, I'll try and hurry." Eugene says, "Tommy, where the hell are you, boy?" He gets mad, turns the light on, and starts going crazy looking for Tommy. But then he notices the lock to the secret door is missing. He opens it and says, "Oh, you son of a bitch. You shouldn't have done that. You shouldn't have gone snooping around my things. Now you're going to have to pay." Tommy finally gets the bookshelf unlocked and his dad jumps down there, and Tommy starts crawling through the tunnel when his dad grabs his foot and says, "I'm gonna kill you." He kicks his dad, then falls. His dad reaches down and grabs his hair. Tommy starts fighting. "No, Dad, please don't kill me. Don't do me like you did Mom." He yells, "You know nothing about what happened to your mother. I know that you killed her and spent 4 years in prison but got out early because they framed another guy. So you finally found out my little secret. You think you got it all figured out, son? So do you see now why you have to die? It took you 10 years, but you have to." Tommy stands there crying, looking scared. Eugene says, "You at this point may run, may scream and run, even though I shall catch you and kill you." He turns and runs. His dad starts chasing him and says, "Don't run, Tommy. I will catch you." The doll says, "Don't hurt my son, baby. Don't you touch him." "Shut up, old woman, before I put your spirit on someone and kill you again. Or leave you like that and kill you." He finally catches Tommy and hits him over the head with a metal bat and drags him to the kitchen, flips a switch. The kitchen turns black and transforms into a full lab of tables, knives, chemicals, and cameras with chainsaws, sledgehammers, and a machete. He puts Thomas on the table and says, "Oh, I almost feel so bad for doing this. Not really, you weren't fully my kid. You were more of your mother's. She carried your back-sassing ass." He pulls off all the boy's clothes, including his glasses. Then he washes him up and combs his hair, sanitizes his body before making a big incision on his stomach. He takes everything out, organs, ribs, gallbladder, pelvis, and just about everything else, then sews him back together. He cuts the vein on his legs, knees, and neck, and then dyes his hair black and says, Oh, my boy, soon you will be far off over into the dark side with your mother. But little does Mr. Nebbercracker know that when he was busy beating his son to death, everybody heard his loud screams outside. Some nosy teenage kid says, "Just another noble Nebbercracker Halloween. Wouldn't be normal if there wasn't deadly howling screams coming from his house on Halloween every 5 to 10 years. His friend says, "Or just 10 years. Back in the house, Mr. Nebbercracker goes into the living room and grabs another ventriloquist doll off of the fireplace and says, "Oh, my boy, my son, my sweet, precious son, Thomas Eugene Nebbercracker." He goes into the kitchen and sets the two dolls next to each other on the counter, opens his son's eyes and puts red contacts in them, sits him up and says, "My boy, my son, it did not have to be like this. I almost wish I didn't kill you, but we couldn't have some backsass and disrespectful ass kid now, could we, son?" The mom steps in and says, "No, we could not, Daddy." He looks up and says, "What did you say?" "Oh, I'm sorry, my ex-husband. My sweet, silly bitch ex-wife. But my son had to die." "Our son didn't have to die. He had to live, you sneaky, psycho son of a bitch." Her eyes turn red as she speaks, a very dark red. He walks over to his piano and grabs the paper. He grabs the boy and picks up the ventriloquist doll and says some words in another language, then says, "Turn the spirit of my son Thomas Eugene Nebbercracker into the body of the blonde-haired, now soon-to-be black ventriloquist boy." Nancy says, "No, my boy, my son, no. I never thought you would do this to our son, Eugene." He smiles at her and says, "I thought dolls weren't supposed to have feelings and be able to talk. Now you know what this means, right?" "What? You are going to be killed again if I see fit. You do have a heart, right?" "Why, yes. Then I shall drive a wooden stake through it, my sweet." He smiles and walks back downstairs and starts cleaning and fixing everything he broke while he and his son were fighting. He goes down to his library, picks up all the papers, and finds a picture of his wife, himself, and their son when he was first born. He rubbed his thumb over his wife's face and says, "I did not mean to kill you, my sweet. I really did not mean to." He locks the library door and changes the password to it. Then suddenly, Tommy's head lifts up and his eyes go red. His hair turns black. He turns and looks at his mom. "Oh, Mama, I'm finally with you now. Yes, yes, you are, my sweet." While they talk, Eugene comes back upstairs. "Ah, you finally crossed over, my boy." "Hello, Dad, son." While the three of them stare at each other, some kids from the neighborhood surround his house and start TPing it. He says, "Oh, you son of a bitches." He runs outside and says, "Get the hell away from my house. This is my goddamn house, you son of a bitches." The local teenage bad boy says, Who the hell did you kill this time, Eugene?" "Your son, just like 10 years ago. You killed your wife?" His friend says, "Come on, man. Dylan, man, you're drunk." "You know, I may be drunk, but I know what he's doing in there." "And what might that be, Dylan?" "Oh, let me guess, you beat your son with a sledgehammer, smacked him in the back of the head with a shovel, and punched him in the eye. Oh, I don't know, stabbed him in the chest, dyed his hair black like you did your wife, Nancy Wright, also known as Nebbercracker." "Come on, man." "No, because he never denied it." "Get the hell away from my house, you little son of a bitch." They walk away and Eugene says, "Hey, Dylan." "What?" "Look at me." "Look at me." "What, man? What the hell do you want?" He starts running away and Eugene says, "Goodbye, my son. Goodbye." He goes back in the house. "Kids, Tommy, Nancy, Daddy has a surprise for you." He locks them back in the basement and stands in the living room window saying, "Okay, Dylan. Okay, my son. Okay. Over at Dylan's house, his best friend Wyatt says, "Dude, man, you're so obsessed with this guy. Why do you want to find out so much about him?" "You really want to know why, Wyatt? You really want to go that far with this?" "Yes." "Are you sure?" "Yes." "I hope you're right, man." "Yes, man, yes, I am sure." "Right, positive, plus sign, all signs point to yes." "Go, I mean any and every type of yes." "I gotta know why, Dylan. I gotta know." Okay. All right. The man. All right, fine, man. "Okay, look, now don't freak out, okay?" "Why would I freak out?" "Because old man Nebbercracker is my father." "Why do you think my last name is Nebbercracker, man? I'm his son. He's my father. My little brother's name was Tommy Eugene Nebbercracker. He died tonight, and tonight was his 10th birthday. He kills every year on the Halloween. And man, he told me before I ran away from him that I was next, after you left." Oh my God, dude, this is a lot to be taken in. "Yeah, so in 10 years I'll be dead and we won't be riding, talking, or sitting here together after 10 years. No, you're not going to die in 10 years, man. I'm not letting that happen. That son of a bitch, he already killed your mom, his wife, and your little bro Tommy tonight. But no way you're going to fight. I'm going to fight. We're going to fight together. Now get up, man. Come on, we gotta go. We have to go see somebody." "Who? Who do we have to go see tonight at 11:30? "My uncle. Well, more like my mom's best friend. He's in jail. He got framed for your mom's death when they let your dad out." "Let's go." "Mom, we're going out." "Okay, see you later." They go to Rich County Prison to see Martin Mathering. He comes out and says, "Go away." "We can help you." "How?" "My father is Eugene Nebbercracker." "So what? If I can get in the house, I can get proof. You'll die before dawn. No one has been able to escape him." "I can." "How are you so sure, Dylan?" "I'm his son. I'm a Nebbercracker." "You are not doing this, Dylan." "Yes, I am. This man is innocent." The guard says, "Time's up, Martin. Let's go." "One last thing." "What?" "I don't want to have to look at your face and see it in the newspaper, kid." "You won't." They leave. Meanwhile, Mr. Nebbercracker finishes cleaning, takes a shower, then goes to bed. As Dylan and Wyatt sneak into the kitchen window, they explore the house. Wyatt finds the keys to the basement. They tiptoe down and turn on the light to find bloody hammers, chairs, tables, shovels, and old newspapers of the people who died in the last 25 to 30 years. They search for a while, and Dylan comes across the secret door. "Wyatt, look, we have to find the key to this." Eugene rolls over in his sleep and hears them talking and says, "Oh, you motherfuckers." Dylan says, "Shh. I hear someone coming. Hide." "Where? He'll find us. Go." Eugene comes downstairs, looks around, and he almost catches Wyatt just as he's about to sneeze. He doesn't. Then quietly says, "Oh, thank God. I know someone's in here. I'm not crazy." A loud bang comes from upstairs. He says, "You're not getting away." He runs upstairs. Dylan and Wyatt come out. "We gotta get out of here." "No. If we get caught, we die. He won't hesitate to kill us." "1 sec. I'm taking these." "No. If you take something, he'll know we were here." "Fine. Let's go." They hop out of the window and run. Dylan says, "Man, that was such a rush. Tomorrow will be better." "Hell no. Have you lost your mind, Dylan? Man, don't do this again." Eugene goes back in the house, relocks the basement. Tommy says, "Mom, did you hear my brother? Dylan is trying to save us and himself." "My son, we're already dead. There is no saving us." Dylan goes back to Wyatt's house since they left together, and Dylan has nowhere else to go. Later after dinner, Dylan does some research on the computer. He types in murder cases of 2004, and the death of his mother and 6 other people come up. And Dylan sees that all these people are related. 4 of them were brothers and sisters to Eugene. The other 2 are their parents. Dylan says, "Oh my God." This guy is sick. What? Look at this. Amber, John, James, Sally, Euphigenia, and Eugene Nebbercracker all died the same night in their kitchen, on tables. Everyone's hair dyed black, with stitches from being sewed up and red contacts put in their eyes. They were all found naked. Whoever did this tried to set the house on fire. The only one who got out was their second oldest son, Eugene Thomas Quagglecheck Nebbercracker. Oh my God, he killed his family and wife 10 years ago, now his son. But nobody could ever find the bodies after discovering that they were dead. There were no funerals, no anything. So what did he do with the bodies? That's what everyone still wants to know. They go to bed. The next morning, Eugene cooks breakfast and makes coffee like nothing happened. Yesterday, after he eats, he goes to work. Dylan and Wyatt go back in Eugene's house and go down to the basement. Finally gets the secret door open. Wyatt goes in first, then Dylan. They see all the newspapers and pictures. Dylan picks up a picture of Nancy. Wyatt says, "Are you okay, bro? She was such a wonderful woman. And we're going to avenge her even if we must die to do it." "Really?" "Yes, you're my brother. You do the same for me without even second-guessing it like I do." "Oh, dude, look at the cool ventriloquist dolls." "Whoa, these are cool." "Shh, I hear something. That's wheels on the gravel." "Let's go." They run and go out the same window. Dylan pulls out a piece of newspaper he got from Nebbercracker's house. They go see Martin again, and after a few days of gathering information and a lot of persuasion, they convince the Rich County police and judge to let Martin out. And a few days later, they meet up. He says, "So when are you guys going back to Nebbercracker's?" "We don't know. We need to lay low. He's on to us." "Well, we need to make a plan to scare him." "How?" "We kill a rat and send a note with it saying, 'We tried to warn you not to kill the boy, but you've done so anyway, and now it's time for you to become the rat. By the time the moon shifts and re-rises, your heart will be mine.'" They send a note to Nebbercracker's house. He opens the box, sees the rat, and drops the box, then reads the note. "Okay, I will try not to be scared. They shall not win." Weeks go by and they send another note telling him they've graduated to keeping watch of his house. He closes all the curtains and locks everything. The next day, he goes to the store and buys wood, then starts digging a huge hole in the backyard. 6 months go by. And he's almost done building his underground labyrinth house. Martin says, "I'm ready to approach. These notes are going to keep scaring him." "Yeah, I know, but Dylan doesn't want to. He's the one that got everybody in this in the first place." "I gotta go." The next night, they go to Nebbercracker's house, and this time, they get caught. He fights Dylan and Wyatt, hits him from behind with a shovel, and Martin goes to Wyatt's house, and his mom says, "Oh, hi. Is Wyatt and Dylan here?" "No, they said something about going to an old man's house." "Oh my God, I gotta go." He runs to the car and speeds off. Eugene knocks Wyatt out and takes Dylan out to the underground labyrinth. As he screams, "Let me go, get the hell off of me." "Your screams don't matter. Nobody will hear you." "Oh God, where's Dylan?" "He took him to the shed. It's underground. Look for the door." As Martin goes outside, he hears Dylan scream and runs to the shed. To see the doors open, he jumps down and places. So big, he goes to the wrong door, then finally finds the right one after he hears another scream. He fights Eugene, then gets Dylan free, and they get out. And that, my darlings, is the first half of the story of the violently ill, violently emotionless Eugene Nebbercracker. If you want to find out more, join me next week for the other half of the story. welcome in. See you next week, my Midnighters.